Hello and welcome to More Than a Song. It's great to join with you in this Advent season. Advent means arrival and signifies the start of an event or the arrival of a person. In Christian communities around the world, Advent refers to a 4-week season of remembering and celebrating the arrival of Jesus on earth. It's a time to reflect on the unexpected nature of Jesus' humble birth and join in the anticipation of when he will come again to reunite heaven and earth once and for all. When my children were young, one of the things that I loved doing with them was reading them a story at bedtime. These books could include Mr. Men and Little Miss books, any Thomas the Tank Engine book, and maybe The Very Hungry Caterpillar, to name just a few. But one of my youngest son's favourite books was called Billy's Bucket. And if you've never read it, then I can heartily recommend it. It's a story about a little boy who just wants a bucket for his birthday, despite his parents offering him a bike, a computer game, or some new trainers. All he wants is a bucket, which he gets. He fills his bucket with water, and then in it he sees all sorts of things, including a shark, 2 submarines, 7 sea lions, and a walrus. I told you it was a great book. But one of the things I might have done if I or my son were tired was try and skip a page or two to make the story go a little bit faster. But as time went on, my son got wise to this because he had got to know the story extremely well because of the number of times we had read it. So there was no shortening it. He knew it off by heart. Now, during this Advent season, I am sure we will hear a very familiar story told to us. It's a story that hasn't changed in over 2,000 years, and it's one that we may know off by heart. It is, of course, the Christmas story, and here is just the start of it. About that time, Caesar Augustus ordered a census to be taken throughout the empire. This was the first census when Quirinius was governor of Syria. Everyone had to travel to his own ancestral hometown to be accounted for. So Joseph went from the Galilean town of Nazareth up to Bethlehem in Judah, David's town, for the census. As a descendant of David, he had to go there. He went with Mary, his fiancée, who was pregnant. While they were there, the time came for her to give birth. She gave birth to a son, her firstborn. She wrapped him in a blanket and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn. Now, as I said, this story is very familiar to each one of us, and you might think that there's nothing that you can take from it this Advent season. But I would invite you to read it again with fresh eyes and to try and recapture the wonderment of this story. The song that we're going to listen to in a moment is called The Surprise, written by Joy Webb. And it's a song that invites you to look at the Christmas story once again, and then to allow the surprise of that story to speak to your hearts once more. The chorus says, "And here for a moment again today, in the midst of all you must do, let the surprise catch your heart once more, making the old story new, making the old story new." I would urge you today to not skip the Christmas story, thinking that you know all it has to say to you, but instead stop, even just for a moment, and read it again, and let it speak to your heart once more. God bless you.